This is a video for Kenichi, the mightiest disciple, episode 32, 33, 34, and 35, a 4-episode reaction. Yeah, click in the link in the description below to go watch my reaction to this set of episodes, and then come back here to see my full thoughts, ideas, and theories, and all that good stuff. Yeah, click away now or be spoiled as to what happened in these episodes. Okay, so, um, just got done watching it. Literally just got done watching it. Yeah, it's cool. Group of episodes. I'm gonna kind of skip around. I'm not sure how long this reaction is gonna be. I'm just gonna literally talk about the things that are immediately in my mind. And for those of you who feel the need to, or that seems mean to that. For those of you who would like my opinion on certain things that I missed or skipped over, leave it in the comments below, and I'll let you guys know what I think about those kind of things. But I'm going to talk about the immediate things I want to talk about. Basically, the Hermit and Kenichi fight, when they are both going at it, was very, very cool. Seeing Kenichi basically take the brunt of all the attacks because his sister was in harm's way, kind of thing. He couldn't do anything to. He had to go defensive, right? He had to be like a wall in a sense, or like a punching bag. He had to take all the brunts and all the hits, everything like that, just to save his sister. I forgot her name. I keep forgetting to write names down. Yeah. So he was doing this stance thing. I don't think have ever seen him do that on screen, or was that like off camera kind of stuff that they're talking about? The 3-point stand, I think it was, which was called. Sadly, I don't have Try here with me. He had to go do something today, so he was away when I recorded this. So sadly, he can't help me out. But hopefully, I can kind of just talk about the things that are immediately on my mind, and then anything else can kind of be in the comments or whatever. Anyways, yeah. So started using this kind of technique. Like I said, I don't know if we have actually seen him use that technique in training, but I don't know. Anyways, it's kind of like you put your arms up, and then you kind of. I never got to see the feet really that he did. But ultimately, he's relaxing all of his body, so every hit is kind of like just like an absorption. He's not getting hit with anything. I was actually wondering if he would use a technique that oh my gosh, what's his name? I can't remember his name now. Oh my gosh, what's his name? Oh yeah, I have the actual notes on. Forgot about that. Yeah. So he didn't. I was hoping he would use something in the sense that God dang it, what's his name? It's on the tip of my tongue. He's one of the Ragnarok leaders. I think he's 4 or 5. Dang it, what's his name? It's literally on the tip of my tongue. I can't place his name. Anyways, the music guy, him. I expected Kenichi to actually use some of his techniques, kind of like the feign kind of hit kind of thing, technique that he kind of does. So yeah, I expected him to do that, but he didn't do anything. He was using his techniques that his masters taught him, which is good. So yeah, it was a cool fight. I really enjoyed it. It was an interesting fight for sure, because the whole Loki bit and everything, jumping in to fight, and then his doubles that everybody else had to fight and like that was really funny. Yeah, ultimately the bit that interests me the most was definitely Odin. When number 1, Ragnarok number 1, Odin, when he showed up, he looked at Kenichi's little tag thing, and then it basically seems like Odin and Kenichi were friends or acquaintances or whatever at a very young age. Um, I can only theorize about from anything else. I'm thinking they were kind of best friends, but that would make sense because Kenichi would probably remember him if that was the case. Maybe he changed, kind of like you his appearance kind of just altered as he was growing up, kind of thing. So he's not um, like the same kid, or Kenichi was too young to the point where doesn't remember the kids at all, kind of thing. Um, but that was a really interesting bit because I think we've seen him. I can't remember. I was gonna say something, but I can't remember what I was talking about. I'm like running through the episode like multiple times, trying to in my head, trying to remember all the bits that happened. I'm looking at Try's notes right now too, and he yeah, Odin is interested in Kenichi's pin, and knows Kenichi from childhood. Question mark? Question mark? Question mark? Is what Try put. So yeah. I definitely do want to know more about their childhood and why they know each other. Or I should say, why Odin knows Kenichi. Because right now, Kenichi doesn't know Odin at all. Um, yeah, and basically, Loki kind of went against the sage's wishes. And we learn a little bit more about the sage, too. Because like, we never knew. I think we saw like a one picture of the sage. Some kind of like flash image or something like that, like a couple episodes ago. Beyond these episodes, like 25-ish, around the area, I think it was. Um, but yeah, we saw like the sage now, and how um, Hermit grew up and like, his whole backstory, and that was pretty dark. His uh, basically being an orphan, him and his sister being an orphan. A rich guy brings him in, raises them, and everything like that. Um, Ends up flirting and everything with the doctor, helping the sister of Hermit. Um, Turns out the doctor did nothing to help the sister, and uh, was told, or yeah, Hermit was told that the doctor was the main suspect in the murder of the dad and the sister. Um, all to gain access to his wealth and such. I feel like that is not the case. Um, the way she was saying something like it wasn't me, that kind of thing. Like she was denying it was her, and I know a lot of people can lie like that. Like I'm totally aware of that. Um, but just the way she said it and everything, I want to give her the benefit of the doubt. Like maybe she was framed, but I don't know from who. Like, is it the sage that framed her? Is it the? I mean, that's not the only person that we know. I don't know. I'm thinking like some crazy freaking theories that I know are like so out of the box that won't come true. So I'm not gonna even say them. I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna be really interesting to know if or if we're ever gonna know really the truth about the dad and or the stepdad, I guess, the foster dad and the sister, and how they truly died, and who's behind it, if it is a frame job kind of thing. Like maybe the girl was being used kind of thing, like someone was kind of working behind the scenes, kind of tampering with her medical supplies. So it seemed like she was working on the girl, but in reality, she was like not doing anything, or worse, poisoning to some degree the girl. So hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully she was. I mean, at this point, you can't say hopefully because and they died. But I'm trying to think of like a better way of of a death kind of thing. I mean, death sucks. Yeah, we had like a harsh goodbye kind of thing. That's pretty rough. Um, oh gosh, what else? Um, I'm reading some of Try's stuff. I think I covered everything that I wanted to, anyways. Um, yeah, the Great Sage Fist is like his true name and everything. So I think the Sage is in the long run, like the Master, and then all of the fists of Ragnarok are all kind of like the disciples in a way. Um, so it's gonna be interesting to see if well, I would say if it's gonna be awesome to see more about the Sage and more about the fists and more about Ragnarok in general, behind the scenes stuff. More so over, I want to know more about the other fists that we have not seen yet. Number 2, number 3. We've seen 4. We've seen 5. We know 6. We don't know 7, and we've seen 8. Yes, because we've seen, in terms of the numbers, we've seen Valkyrie. We don't know about 7. 6 is Hermit. 5 is shoot. What's his name? It started with the S. I can't remember. It started with S. And then Loki was 4. We don't know 3 or 2, and then Odin is 1. So we're we're over halfway in terms of the members we've seen so far, but I feel like the 4 or 2, 3 or 4 members we haven't seen yet, 3, are gonna be cool. Like, I'm like trying to predict like what kind of like god they're being portrayed as, because so far all their names match their personality. So like Loki, the god of mischief and illusions, that kind of thing, works well with the character in Kenichi. Has all these kind of body doubles, kind of like tricks and all this kind of stuff that he does. Hermit. He's very secluded, very alone. He does everything himself. Very angry. All that kind of stuff fits well with Hermit. Odin, kind of like the All Father, the knowledgeable one. I think of other descriptions for Odin. Basically, he's just all around like leader. But in this case, the Sage is the leader, but Odin's just like the leader of the fists, to some degree. I'm not sure on that. I'm not sure if he actually has any say on what the fists do. I think they all follow the Sage. But anyways, and then we have what's his name? I keep wanting to say like Sar or something. I don't know him. Um, I can't actually remember. Well, because I can't remember his name, so I can't remember what he reminds me of. But regardless, all the names are very similar to their personalities. Even Valkyrie to some degree. Valkyrie is a goddess that brings the dead from the human world to Valhalla. And in this sense, in Kenichi, she's been tasked multiple times to bring Kenichi in and all the other people to bring to Odin, in this sense, Valhalla, Asgard, whatever we call it. So in that sense, she is playing her role, playing her title, which is really, really cool. So I would love to know the other 3 members of the group, and what who they are, basically, because there's so many freaking Norse gods, and I'm gonna love every bit of it, trying to figure out these final three people, and I hope we see them. I hope we do. I hope we don't get to just like a final fight with Odin, and then everything drops, and or the Sage, for anything like that kind of thing. But yeah, Odin is pretty interesting. He seems to be really interested in Kenichi and wants to fight him once he gets stronger, kind of thing. And he's rooting for Kenichi to be stronger. I don't know. There's obviously something there, but I can't think of a theory on what's happening. Obviously, they're not brothers. That's kind of like a cliche that like a lot of TV shows and stuff have done. Like the main bad guy ends up being the brother kind of thing. Obviously, we know it's not brother because we already know all of Kenichi's family. We know of, I guess. Best friend makes sense. It's childhood kind of thing. Getting a pin to match kind of thing, like playing outside, in the forests or whatever, playing some kind of games with the pins, basically like, you're the light side, I'm the dark side kind of thing, and like they kind of blend well together and do crap together. Because it seems like the pin is important. It's gotta be important, right? Like, there's no way Kenichi wears it all the time just to wear it. And Odin seemed very interested in the pin when he first saw it. So there's gotta be something with the pin. There's gotta be something with the pin. I don't know. Maybe it's some kind of, like, pact. Like, even, yeah, he was saying something, like, it was some kind of, like, pact deal kind of situation that they both, like, were in. And he can't wait until it's fulfilled? Or something like that? I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, I think that's it. Pretty sure that's it. Let me just read this list real quick to make sure I'm not forgetting anything at all. Dark Past for Hermit. Blog. Kenichi's sister. So heard some new voices. The kids of the kid voice of Hermit and Hermit's sister. One of which being why of all people did I forget her name? She's the main freaking character on Fairy Tail. Not Carla. Why can't I name her? Oh my god, my brain right now. Why? Wendy! There we go. Jesus Christ. The voice of Wendy voiced Hermit's sister. And then young Hermit was, I believe, Romeo. I'm not sure on that 100%. Sound like Romeo. You guys down below in the comments can tell me if it is or not. And any other voice that are in the show that I haven't mentioned previously. Because I have mentioned a lot of them that I remember. Oh, and Gildarts as the Sage. The Sage guy had the same voice as Gildarts from Fairy Tail, which is very, very cool. I like his voice a lot. His voice is cool. Okay, I think that's it. I don't want this dragging on too long. We're already about 20 minutes in, even though it's, in the long run, it's like one of my shorter ones. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Tune in next week for, I believe, let me double check, 4 episodes. Yep. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, buddy.